Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things. As always, I always get these ideas of like what I want to come back what I want to come back here and say, right? So we're going to start with a few things. I mean, it's interesting because, don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert here in these things that are happening in the world, but I do want to share with you guys things that I'm learning and things that, yeah, basically that I'm learning, that I've heard, that I've seen videos about, things like that. So it's more like, we have to prepare ourselves for what's coming. As I've said in other videos before, inflation is real. Like, it is very real and very visible to see. Like, for example, today I went to, this is gonna be so funny. Oh my God. I went to the nail place, right? I didn't get my nails done because I don't have time to do it today. I have like a million things to do, assignments, things for work and whatever, right? So I went to, this is gonna be so funny. I'm sorry. I went to do the wax. I do the lip wax, and yeah. So I did that. Yeah, like no, it doesn't look weird or anything before I do it, but yeah, I don't like to see little hairs. So yeah, I went to do that, and when it's time for me to pay, um, I'm thinking that I'm gonna pay what I usually pay. What I usually pay is $7, but it turns out that it's not $7 anymore. It's actually $8. And when I heard $8, I was like, oh, I told her, okay, so it's $8 now. And so you want a dollar up. Because I'm like, wait, is she like just giving me a new price or is this the actual new price? And she said, oh no, it's $8 now. She's like, yeah, we want a dollar up. And so then I was like, oh, okay, so this is happening. I'm like, wasn't I talking about inflation the other day? This is actually happening. So yeah, you're like, oh, a dollar, what, not a big deal. It's just a dollar. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just a dollar. But this actually proves that things are more expensive. We don't get so much as we used to for our money. So yeah, what I'm saying is that, that proves we're not getting so much for our money anymore, right? The price is going up on everything. The price is like literally going up. And then what does that mean when we put that in comparison to what is happening in the world? We have mandates going on, right? And what does that mean? A lot of people are not going to work. A lot of people lost their jobs, right? So then how is all of this going to affect the world that we're in, right? And the economy, what's going to happen to it? I mean, what's going to happen to our economy, but the economy of the world, right? What's going to happen? And I don't know, like I said in my last video, we should really look into investing. That's one thing that we can do. But I'm actually really grateful that somebody commented in the last video, and he explained there how he has this person, right? This person is preparing for such a long time, I think for like 13 years. He has been preparing for what is to come. And basically, he's telling us, we need to get into the direction of, oh, I don't know what's going on. I need some coffee. The words are not coming to me like easily. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we need to head into the direction of like learning how to garden, right? Learning how to grow our own food. How do we hunt for our own food? And things like that. Like basically getting back to the basics, because the whole thing of like there being a world economy and like many businesses being open and things like that, like what is that really going to look like when there's people not showing up to go to work, right? People are not going to want to show up, or or a lot of people get fired, but maybe not in this case. Getting fired, I don't see it, because there's like a big shortage of people at jobs right now. But yeah, that's interesting because, okay, like there's a shortage of people right now, of employees, or talent. Now they call it talent. I'm like, whoa, you guys call it talent? That's so interesting. So yeah, if there's like a shortage of people, I don't really see it like so likely that people are getting fired, but you never know. So let's put that into the equation. Like there's a shortage of staff, right? There's people that can get fired, let's just say. So then what is going to happen to all these businesses, all of these institutions that need staff, that need employees, right? And then how is that going to affect us, right? So that's very interesting. And then come to think, like right before all of this, the whole thing about what is that called? The New York City Housing Connect. New York City Housing Connect is super, super expensive. Like I applied for this before and I found it to be so expensive just to rent a place, right? Whether it be in the Bronx or Manhattan or anywhere. And then all of a sudden, well, basically, yeah, then all of a sudden I saw it was way too expensive. And I'm like, okay, so how does that make sense that we're going to pay so much money for rent every single month? And we all know like what that means. Yeah, like for some of us, life happens and that's what we have done. We've gone straight into renting. We've all done it in some shape or form. I mean, I have a storage that I've been using like for years and years right now, and it doesn't make any sense, I know, but yeah, I had to do that. So but yeah, paying rent and then like not feeling like you're gonna get something out of it, right? It's not like an investment. So that to me, I don't really like it. And then if the rent is like so expensive, then how does that make any sense for you to get a new apartment, but yet it's so expensive? And then how are you supposed to like plan to invest in the future? It'll be really hard, right? So yeah, I mean, every situation is different. Like some of us, if we have, the great situation where we don't have to go into that route and we can like save more in order to be able to in the future like like do an investment, like buy a place or something like that. Or who's to say we can't have rental properties one day, right? Yeah, we got to keep the vision big, right? So things like that. And I'm just like, okay, why are those apartments so expensive? How is it affordable housing, but yet affordable housing is so expensive? That really did not make sense to me. And I was like looking into all of this and finding out about that like before this whole thing with the mandate came on. Like this is insane. This is really, really insane what's happening in the world. And so if we take that into consideration, like expensive rents like those, and then we take into consideration the limit of food, I feel like there is like a food shortage. Not like full blown yet, but like I'm seeing like the signs of it starting to happen. Like for example, yesterday, my family was ordering food from BJ's online, and like I couldn't believe that like we were only allowed to buy 1 gallon of oil. It said limit, one per family or one per member, something like that. And I'm just like, what? Like there's a limit. And it would never say that there's a limit before, but now all of a sudden there's a limit. So things like that, that's like super interesting. And we're like, what? Everybody loves food or something like that. But no, it's more than that, because if there wasn't any food in the future, then obviously like people would be like going crazy, right? And like it would be like, I don't even want to imagine what that's gonna be like, seriously. So yeah, getting back to the person who wrote down the comment in the previous video, thank you for leaving your comment, your insight and everything, and thank you for the advice. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're just gonna continue learning from each other and seeing what we can do to help ourselves, so that we can come out of this okay, because I'm not sure where all of this is heading. Like I really am not. but it's, you know, some interesting things to look at and keep in mind. Like, what is happening to our money? Does our money actually have value, right? Does it have a lot of value right now? I mean, like I said, like I did the whole lip thing, and that was like the lip wax, and that was $8 for that. Like, keep in mind, this used to be $5, you know, and then I guess it's like increased $1 per year. Interesting, but I think so. Um, and things like that. And then that whole like affordable housing, really affordable, doesn't seem like it. You know, and they like say that they're taking a percentage like from your check based on what you make, but that amount like seems insane. Like, for that, like, you might as well find a way to like get a down payment together, like save up and do what you need to do and get yourself on a budget, and yeah, get a down payment and then buy a place. That is just insane, the amount of rent. Like, I've never like envisioned that. Like, I'm like, there always has to be a way. There has to be another way to do things. And even if we don't get things like immediately, like, there has to be another way where we can reach that eventually, right? But who's to say you can't get it immediately too? That's another thing. Like, the words that we get in our mind and in our head, those words can be really, really powerful. So we need to be super careful of what words we choose, because words are very, very powerful. It's so interesting though, because I actually, like, you know, wanted to talk to you guys about the whole affordable housing thing, but I was gonna go like more in detail of how I experienced it. Like, the whole thing of like, you know, like wanting to apply for that, wanting one of those apartments because they were brand new, and then how like that like slowly ended up leaving my mind, and I didn't want that anymore. I was like, what if I can do something else, you know? And then seeing those prices, I'm like, when I saw the prices, I'm like, okay, that does not make sense at all. But yeah, like, I think I'll do another video explaining like the whole thing of the affordable housing, like, you know, my experience that I went through applying for those apartments, and what it was like for me, what the steps were, what I was feeling. I remember once calling a friend and being like, oh, do you think I'm gonna get it? I really want to get it. But things change. We change our mind about things, and sometimes we see life in a whole new different view, right? A whole new different perspective. So yeah, let's, you know, let's watch out for those things, and let's try to have a plan. um you know, a plan could always start with, you know, just taking a notebook or a paper and writing things down. What's on our mind, just putting it down. Take another sheet, write a plan, right? For example, like, how much do you need, like, you and your family, to survive in 1 year? How much you can do a month, but it's interesting to see it in a year. You can do a month, how much you need, and then put it down to like how much is it in a year, and like just start planning around those things, and like have like a conscious view about that. And because all we can do is control what we can control. Some things we can't control. So at least that whole thing of like the paper and pen and like getting the thoughts down and seeing that, like checking like how much you would need, that's like something we can control, and we can find like some comfort in that and seeing that, right? Sometimes it's in our mind, but until we write it down, it's like not like official, right? We don't really see it. So yeah, that was that, guys. I'll be back soon for another video. Like, I'm definitely gonna take the advice of I don't remember your name, but thank you so much for writing the comment in the previous video. I'm gonna take your advice, and I'm gonna start posting a lot more often. And yeah, guys, this was pretty quick, a little bit rushed, I don't know, but yeah, I hope you guys found some value in this video. I can't wait to come back. Have an amazing Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Then the weekend, let's make every day count, and let's make the days happen how we want them to happen, and with the outcomes that we want. Being outcome driven. I can never forget that, like from a seminar. Yeah. Anyways, I have to get some coffee. Yeah, I need some coffee. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my gosh.